Hi guys, welcome back to Chat and More. And if you're here for the very first time, welcome. At the beginning of most of my live streams, there's a slight delay, so don't worry about that. I'm here with my nephew Kel, and we've just come back from watching Halloween Kills at the cinema for the very first time. And spoilers, it's in the title, you'll see it, spoilers. If you haven't seen Halloween Kills yet, if you haven't seen Halloween Kills, you don't want to know what happens, don't watch this video. Conspiracy Trifecta, welcome. It's time, Michael. Conspiracy Trifecta says, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Never say you'll be right back, Conspiracy. No. You should know better.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, so
your thoughts on Halloween Kills? The first time watching it?
So there's a lot to take in with Halloween Kills. Obviously, as Richard has said, there are spoilers. So if you are still watching, then you've either seen the film or you're just not interested. But if you've seen the film, then you know that there's a lot in there. So yeah, there's a lot to dive into. I suppose starting with the flashbacks. So you see the flashbacks in Halloween Kills quite early on, and then it goes back to it again.
Yeah, very early on, wasn't it? Quite early on. First 10 minutes or something.
Yeah. I think Cameron finds Hawkins. I mean, it starts with Cameron finding Hawkins, doesn't it? And then,
of course it does. Yeah, Cameron finds Hawkins, and then I think it goes into the flashbacks from there, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the flashbacks were good. They did the flashbacks really well. So the shape. I mean, the mask was more Halloween 2.
Yeah, than totally Halloween. That looked more like a great mask. But looked more like, yes, it's the same mask as 78, 81, but it fitted, as you may already know, probably already do, it fitted Dick Warlock's face a little bit different. And to me, the mask was great, but it looked more like Dick Warlock wearing it, than it did Nick Castle.
Yeah.
A great mask in the flashback, great mask.
Yeah, they did it really well, really good. The flashback. The flashback actually was my favourite part of the film. The flashbacks to 78.
I mean, I like the flashbacks at the beginning, and they happen again later on, don't they? I do like the flashbacks, but the thing is, I do get the feeling that they maybe fucked around a little bit with what we already know. We do actually get a shot of Annie Brackett, which is a shot taken directly from Halloween 2, which doesn't exist in this timeline. Halloween 2 doesn't exist. Okay, they can get away with that. But yeah, I think I wasn't a big fan of Loomis. Looked okay. I wasn't a big fan of. I'm not saying they changed the end. I'm not saying they changed the end of Halloween 78. They didn't. But they added elements to it, the original 78 Halloween, through the flashbacks. And I was not a fan of that. I'm such a massive fan of the original from 78, and they added elements. Well, they not just elements. They added a shit ton of stuff that was unnecessary, in my opinion. So yeah, even though I enjoyed the flashbacks, the mask, looked great. But I didn't like the way it played out. I didn't like the way it played out.
No. And, I mean, so the deputy that is shot and killed in that flashback is obviously killed. Hawkins pulled the trigger and ended his life, but that wouldn't have happened if Michael Myers wasn't choking him to death. And if he hadn't have pulled the trigger, Michael would have killed him first anyway. So I feel like we could add that to Michael's body count, which means that when Laurie at the beginning of 2018 says that Michael Myers murdered 5 people, is technically correct, but
could become 6.
yeah.
No, I agree. It could easily be construed as that, like that. Yeah. So yeah, the flashbacks I enjoyed, but I didn't enjoy. It sounds stupid, but I didn't like what they did. I enjoyed it for retro. That they really have. They kind of have fucked around with the ending of Halloween. You know, they have. They've added to it. They've embellished on it. Embellished. I mean, that's putting it lightly. But yeah. So I enjoyed the flashback scenes, but I could do without them as well. You know? But
the look of them was good.
Yeah, it was. It felt like 78. You know, it did. The cool kind of atmosphere. The blue lighting, why didn't they do that throughout the entire film? Why didn't they do that in 2018? Fuck knows. But no, it was they were cool for what they were, but I don't like it's like when they were going to change we were talking about this earlier on, weren't we? Pardon me. They were going to change the ending of Halloween 78. They were going to change the ending of Halloween 78. Laurie shoots Michael 6 times and Loomis is murdered. It's almost like, we finally got our way at Blumhouse, and they finally got their way. They changed, not changed the end of 78, but they added to it. Hey, Cinematic Addict has joined the chat. Welcome, Cinematic Addict. Good to see you here, my friend.
Hello.
Yeah, we're just going over Halloween Kills. We've just come back from the cinema, watched it for the first time. Yeah, so where did you go from there? I mean, after the flashbacks, we
straight. Oh, then you're into the firefighter scene.
Oh yeah, of course. When he I mean, how many does he kill? Is it 4 or 5 firefighters? Something like that?
At least, yeah.
The body count begins with all that.
Yeah, because you'd have had 2 of them inside the building. And then I think there was...
And the guy he pulls down, obviously he killed him, didn't he?
Then I think there was about 5 outside. So I'd say 7 maybe. 7 in there.
Could easily be. Cinematic Addict says, what did y'all think? Well, we're starting with the flashbacks. We're moving through the film gradually. Is there going to be like a straight out verdict from both of us? I think there will be. Yes, there will be. So stay tuned, Cinematic Addict. Stay tuned. Yeah, because I do have a verdict on the film. Cinematic Addict, have you seen it? Have you seen Halloween Kills yet? If you haven't, you may not want to watch this because it's full of spoilers. But I've got a funny feeling you've seen it, Cinematic Addict. Am I correct? Yeah. So the pacing of the movie and all that, I don't know. I mean, I can't remember it bit for bit, but because it was.
No, it was. Yeah, it's too hard to go through the film because,
especially when you've only seen it once as well.
And there's so much in there, all kind of meshed together, but going backwards and forwards, but not in a very good way.
You want to read that one, Kel?
Cinematic Addict. Yes, I love the flashback. Best part of the movie.
Uh-huh.
The kills didn't feel like Michael to me, but it was decent. Yeah. The flashbacks were my favourite part of the film. And it didn't feel like Michael Myers.
No,
Felt like
well,
Jason Voorhees.
It's a mix between Jason and Doris Wrestling. Good evening, guys. Good evening, Doris. Cinematic Addict. Love the score. The score was okay. The score was good. They slightly changed the theme, didn't they? It was different.
Yeah,
from 2018. The score was good, very good. We even got bits and bobs of like the shape hunts Allison,
yeah,
bits of that,
little teasers.
Yeah.
Conspiracy says, I don't think any of the mistakes of the 2018 film were improved on. No, I don't think so either.
Totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. And there were quite a few mistakes in 2018. Before we went to see Halloween Kills, we watched 2018. And it's probably the most I've enjoyed 2018 in 3 years. But, well, yeah. I mean, the first thing I said to my nephew Kel here when the movie finished and the credits were rolling, the first thing I said, I looked over, whispered over, and said, I thought that was a complete and utter fucking mess. There you go. We're still going to go through the film. We ain't finished. But I thought, to be honest, Halloween Kills was a complete, utter disaster. The pacing was dreadful. The acting was wooden. Karen was just as awful as she was in 2018. No. So if you want to know what I thought of it, like to wrap up that, not wrap up the video, but wrap up that, I thought the film was a pile of shit. I thought it was a shit show. An absolute shit show. I hate saying it. Well, I mean, we've been waiting for this movie for, like you guys, we've been waiting for this movie for, like getting on for 2 years. Oh. And no, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed. But we're going to carry on.
I wasn't impressed as a Halloween film. The Michael Myers, the character of Myers.
They get to you, Conspiracy. Don't worry, man.
I was able to take myself out of Halloween quite early on and enjoy the film, knowing that it's not going to be added on to like. So it's if I'm going to go for a Halloween marathon and I'm in a Halloween mood, I won't be there.
No, same.
I was able to kind of like quickly think of that in my mind quite early on and think, well, just enjoy what you're watching. Just enjoy it as if it's a completely different killer and different film.
Are you going to buy it on? Are you going to buy it on DVD? I'm going to buy it. But just to complete the collection, sort of thing.
Yeah, if I'm in the mood for Michael Myers, I wouldn't watch that.
What do we have? Okay. Cinematic Addict says Laurie was useless again. LOL. But Jamie was good as always. Jamie. Oh, you mean like Jamie? Yeah. Performance was fine.
Because Laurie and Michael had no scenes together.
Yeah,
they didn't interact at all. They weren't in the same room at all. Obviously, Laurie was in the hospital for most of the film, and Michael didn't go to the hospital.
But back to bed, out of bed, back to bed, out of bed.
You had the threats a few times of her saying that she needed to be the one to kill him. They had no, and then like you said earlier, maybe that's like the build up for ends when they do confront. I mean, obviously now he's killed her daughter, so she's going to have even more of a reason to go after him and confront him and obviously kill him.
Oh, that was a high point for me. Karen Karen biting the bullet. I never liked Karen in 2018. Wooden performance. Nothing against Judy Greer, but the character of Karen was just boring to me. I mean,
I feel like she stepped it up a little bit in this one. I know she had more to do. She had more scenes, more action, and more to do with the story.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I
think
agree with
the
that.
character was a bit better in this one.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Conspiracy Trifecta says, also, I think the fact that we now know Michael is literally immortal makes him less scary. Yeah, is he literally immortal?
I think that's what.
The more he kills, the more he transcends.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that makes him literally immortal. But yeah, if he is, it's not as scary anymore because you can't kill the guy. In a movie called Halloween Kills, you can't kill him. But we know he's Halloween ends, But no, I agree. If he is immortal, full on supernatural like Jason 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I agree with that one. What do you reckon, Carl? Would you say that makes it less scary if you know he can't be killed?
Yeah, because it's like I don't know. It's just pointless, then, isn't it?
Cause it's like Freddy, isn't it? Really? I mean, how can you kill Fred Krueger? I mean, in every movie they do. But
it's just like with Halloween, like in almost every film, they kill him at the end, but he's not actually dead. Not all of the Halloween films, but a lot of the Halloween films, he's dead at the end. Obviously, Halloween 2, 4,
not
6,
5.
No, not 5, not 6. H2O, Resurrection, but then obviously
certainly in H2O. But he was dead.
Yeah,
They just come up with this fucking absurd way to bring him back.
Really lazy writing, really quick.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like an 11-year-old trying to write and just we'll do that.
You want to read out the next one, Carl? Conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy. There's a difference between unstoppable and can't die. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Unstoppable and can't die.
They tried to cram far too much into one film, Conspiracy.
I agree with that.
Which
way
would
too
explain
much.
why it's hard. It's hard to review it because you can't pick it out because it's too much.
Yep,
too much in there.
The video we did when we came back from 2018, we went through it. I'm not saying it was overly, in line with scene for scene, but we found it easier to do that. But this one is such a mess. I can't do that. I can't do that. And you're right, Conspiracy. They did. It was far too much for one movie. You couldn't get attached to anybody. Or the returning characters, you can't get attached to them because it's like they're just shoved in your face for no reason. It's stupid. It's like you were saying about Marion.
Yeah. Marion Chambers was literally there to die.
Yeah, that's what she's there for.
So I mean, the characters obviously they know each. The legacy characters know each other, but you don't sort of get a feel for their relationship now. 40 years later, are they still in touch? Do they like get together every Halloween and go to a bar for a drink?
That's a good point. Do they get together every Halloween? I mean, you mentioned that earlier. That's a good point.
That might explain why Nurse Chambers is hanging out with Tommy and
the survivors
and Lonnie. Yeah, because they wouldn't have a natural friendship.
No,
but that's what like Conspiracy said. There's too much crammed into the film, so you don't get time to explain these things.
No, you can't. You can't get attached to anybody. New characters, old characters. It's just a mess.
Brackett is in there. What's the point? What was
he there for?
Being there?
Did he even have a scene with Laurie? I know he says the name Laurie, but does he have a scene with her apart from when the fiasco in the hospital?
Yeah, they're involved in that same stampede thing, but then she gets knocked out of that quite quick anyway, and then Karen takes over kind of to protect the loony who they're going after, thinking it's Michael when nothing like Michael Myers at all. And they're even screaming at everybody. It's not him, but
Oh yeah.
by that point, they're just so off their head on vengeance.
I think we watched a little bit of the only a little bit of Dave McRae's review, the spoiler review, and he's comparing him to like Danny DeVito, which I thought was fucking hilarious. But Conspiracy Trifecta says, I do like that they acknowledge that Michael doesn't care about Laurie. Well, I've always, well, not always, but I've said for quite a bit that maybe, and I know I'm not alone in this, maybe Michael isn't after Laurie at all. There's no brother-sister arc anymore. Maybe it's Laurie on the hunt for Michael.
Yeah.
So yeah, Conspiracy, yeah. I do like that they acknowledge that Michael doesn't care about Laurie. Yeah, it's more Laurie's crusade.
Yeah. And like it's acknowledged in Kills, it was Sartain that brought Myers to Laurie in 2018. It wasn't Michael wasn't on his way there. And then obviously Allison has escaped the car and run through the woods to her grandmother's house.
Over the bridge, under the bridge. Oh, the grandmother's house we go. I can't get over.
And maybe he followed Allison through the woods and just it happened to be Laurie's house.
Yeah, I thought that for quite a while about 2018.
Conspiracy said no man would survive that beatdown at the end, not even Halloween 1, Michael.
Oh, he certainly wouldn't.
Yeah,
because Halloween, Halloween,
a normal man.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
Stabbed
just a dude
to the neck with a knitting needle, put him down, knocked him out.
Yeah, and people have been known, not many, but people have been known to survive more than 6 shots. It's not. I'm not saying it's an everyday occurrence, but it has happened. It can happen, and considering this was in Halloween 1, the boogeyman. Yeah, definitely. No, there's no way Michael from 78 would have survived that. Cinematic Addict says they could have left the other inmate out of this for more character development.
Yeah.
The Danny DeVito guy. Is that the one? I think that's the one. I think that's one Cinematic Addict's talking about.
Yeah.
For more character development. Of who? Of him? Of Danny DeVito?
I think you needed character development for a lot of the characters.
Yeah, there is none. Not really. I mean, the character development, there's not enough time. There's not enough time to get attached to anybody. I thought it was trash. I thought it was a shit show. Crap. But I think you want to get that one, Kev?
That's Conspiracy Trifecta says that's what I mean by unstoppable versus can't die. Halloween 1, Michael would always keep moving forward, whereas Halloween Kills, Michael just actually can't die at all. Yeah.
And it makes him less scary. I agree. Yeah.
It
makes him. So unstoppable versus can't die. H1 Michael would always keep moving forward, whereas Halloween Kills Michael just actually can't die at all. Yeah, the more he kills, the more he transcends. So that's the
more immortal he is, the more he can't die, and the transcending thing,
which is fucking stupid, really. I mean, come on,
takes away
the more he kills, the more
the fact that he is a man. And Halloween, the H1 Michael, it was a man. He wasn't a very big man. It was one reason why I don't like the zombie films because they rely too much on the fact that he's a fucking giant. And,
about 6'8" or something like that. Tyler Maine, is it? And Nick Castle is 5 foot. Nick Castle's 5'10".
Yeah, so a normal sized man.
James Hugh Courtney is 6'3".
Makes him scary. It's just a nutcase. Whereas now, in Halloween Kills now, obviously he's not he's not a normal man, obviously, but he's even more not a normal man because he's what is he? What? Yeah, that's not scary. What's scary is a regular guy,
Yeah,
with a mask and a knife, just killing people, like Halloween, which is why Halloween was scary.
No brother sister arc. No brother sister. They're not related. Loomis looks over the balcony. I knew this would happen, and we see the shots, or the shots where Michael's been.
Yeah, I mean, because he can be resilient and scary, but immortal, no. Because then we're going into Jason Voorhees, which is, I love the Friday films, but
it's like Friday 6 onwards, isn't it?
Yeah,
Friday 6 when he becomes full on supernatural. Friday 6, 7, 8, and yeah. What do we have here?
Cinematic Addict.
All right.
I'm glad.
Okay. Cinematic Addict. Yep. I'm glad. Spoiler. No, that's okay. This is a spoiler. That's fine. Karen died, but didn't like how it was executed very poorly for such an important character. Yeah, I can agree with that to a certain extent. She is important, but I never liked Karen in 2018. I thought she was, like Kel said a minute ago, she had more of a part to play in this one. But the way she died, yeah, it was very quick.
Yeah.
It should have been drawn out, draw it out a bit. Draw it out. So, yeah, I agree with that. Cinematic Addict follows up with, even though I didn't like her. LOL. I don't. Never did. Don't like her in 2018. Didn't like her in Halloween Kills.
Conspiracy says, I've never liked that line. It's very cringe to me. I'm surprised McRae loves that line so much.
No, what? The more he kills, the more he transcends. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, that going on, the more he kills, basically, the more unstoppable, the more unkillable he becomes. Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like that line either. It's too much. Conspiracy, you are surprised McRae loves that line so much. Does he? I know he did a video about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Conspiracy says the film lives up to its name in the worst way. All the important people that are killed are whacked off way too soon.
All the important people that are killed are whacked off way too soon. That's just it. They don't seem important to me. They should be.
Nurse Chambers in the car just
be important
in the car. She was there purely just to be killed. Like,
I mean, you got the hand coming in with the. This time they didn't have to use a wrench to, break the window. But we all knew. We've seen that in the trailer. That's a nod and a wink to 78. But yeah, what you say about Nurse Chambers?
It's just pointless. She didn't serve any purpose other than just to be back for nostalgia. There was no point to her. No. She didn't do anything.
Just there to be killed, like you say.
Just there to. She was just a body. Lindsay Wallace just disappeared halfway through the film. Tommy was killed again. Tommy's death was not. That was just a quick. What was that? How did he die? Just stabbed him, I think.
Yeah, I think it was just he got stabbed or something, didn't he, a couple of times or whatever. I'm glad you mentioned Lindsay Wallace because, it's like I think she survived. Yeah. But what the fuck happened? It's like 1 minute Michael Myers is on the verge of killing her. What's he do? Just let her go? This Michael Myers, this motherfucker would not let anybody go, but somehow Lindsay Wallace survives.
Yeah. So strange. Other important characters like Cameron. Cameron's death was drawn out.
Yeah.
He's an important character, and his death was
one of my favorite characters from 2018. Cameron's got some depth. He's got some, he's a fleshed out character. I like Cameron. You're not supposed to like him. Well, not in 2018 anyway.
Hmm.
But no, I at least that was a kill scene that was a bit Rob Zombie-ish. I think we talked about about that on the way home. Bit Rob Zombie-ish. A lot of this film was Rob Zombie-ish, to be honest. Not direction-wise, but just the kill
I'm
scenes.
sort of like wondering about the parents in these films as well, because in 2018 you got that old bloke and his son with the voice in the truck. They're going hunting.
Some of the
and
this is really important to me. If you guys ever watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, with you had a character called Marty Funkhauser, and the actor who played him sadly passed away about a year ago, and he sounds like him. The kid with the ancient father, it should be his grandfather. He's this is really important to me, Dad. Yeah.
Like the dad, obviously there's shit going down. The dad gets out of the car to go and investigate. If that's in your nature, then fine. But he's got his boy in the car. I've got kids myself. I'd have just carried on driving and called the police.
Oh, you would?
To keep him safe. In Kills, then you got Lonnie and Cameron. And Lonnie has obviously invited Cameron along for the vigilante ride, giving him a gun. And he's come along. And then he leaves him and Alison outside of the car, outside the Myers house.
Stay safe. I'm going to go in. You guys stay safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. It's just it crap, but
there was no and that's another like sort of character thing. Like it's include. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying, but again, no care was taken over like the father-son relationship. They just happened to be father and son, but there was no detail.
I can give a crap about Lonnie in that film. Cameron, I don't know. Cameron, I liked him in 2018. You weren't supposed to like him in 2018, but like I said, I think he's one of the more fleshed out characters in this timeline. I mean, I'm not including 78, but that same timeline. But
if you think about like moving into ends now, Halloween ends.
Fran knows what to expect. I don't know anymore. I thought I knew what was coming, but I don't anymore.
The survivors of Kills. So you obviously you got Laurie, Alison, Hawkins, Lindsay, and Sheriff Brackett. But again, they don't really have any kind of relationships other than the fact that they're all survivors. Laurie and Alison, they're family, but they're all going to be very bitty again, and I worry that the relationship again won't be really acknowledged or built on, because we don't know as Laurie and Lindsay and Tommy, have they been connected all of this time? Obviously, they're all living in Haddonfield still, but do they see each other? Do they? You just don't know. There's not enough.
It's not fleshed out. There's far too much crammed into one film. What do we have? I don't think we got to that one, did we? Conspiracy trifecta. I think the film would have been better off ending right before the mob beat Myers down. Tell you the truth, Conspiracy, I wish the film had ended an hour before that. I know what you mean. But after like 40 minutes in the cinema, I just wanted to get out. It was a good night out. Good night out.
Wait, except a fucking taxi, waiting for the taxi for an hour and a half.
Yeah, hour and a half wait. Fucking taxi, almost as long as the film. But the film seemed longer. Well, it was longer, but yeah.
I don't know. I was worried. There was a couple of times when I thought the film was just going to end, and I didn't want like a cliffhanger like that. So I'm glad that we saw the mob beat Myers down, because we knew it was coming, and we knew that it was kind of what that really was the climax of the film. That's what we was waiting for throughout the whole film, because that was like the main plot, really.
By the mob.
Yeah. So I'm glad that they tied it up there. I think seeing him suddenly appear in the Myers house behind Karen and then killing Karen, again, that should have been written with more detail and done better.
Oh yeah, definitely, I agree. Totally.
But yeah, I'm glad we saw the beat down. But I wish that we hadn't have seen him pop up in the Myers house.
Just missed one there. Don't want to miss anybody. Cinematic Addict says they brought back Marion Chambers so quickly too. Yeah, they did. They deserve better than just to be killed off. This is exactly the kind of thing we were talking about. Yeah, totally agree. They deserve better than just to be killed off. I'd like more from them, or why bother bringing them back?
Yeah.
You know what? Cinematic Addict, perfect. You wrap that up, perfect. Perfect. Yep, couldn't agree more. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were saying that kind of thing.
Yeah. There was no point in Tommy Doyle coming back. He had a point. He had a story. He was like kind of like the leader of the
although what the fuck Tommy was doing up on stage telling that story.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to play a guitar.
Yeah, that would have been better.
I'm going to leave you capable hands on my nephew, because I got to take a leak. When nature calls, guys, when nature calls. Let's see here. Yep.
Yeah.
Conspiracy. Yep. Okay.
All right.
And so I will give you my thoughts on what you're saying, conspiracy, when I get back. I'll be right back.
Conspiracy Trifecta says killing off characters too soon is a reoccurring theme between both of the new Halloween films. Killing off characters too soon is a reoccurring theme. So in Kills, yes, definitely. In 2018, killing off characters too soon. What characters do you mean? I can't. Killing off characters too soon is a recurring theme between both of the new Halloween films. I get it completely with Kills. I'm not seeing it with 2018. Unless you mean Sartain, because the character was built up just to be killed and don't go anywhere. Conspiracy Trifecta. Halloween Ends is set up to be the worst of all. Sounds like they're going to shove their political views down my throat. It's not sounding great. I mean, I love 2018. That's very high for me. 2018. Kills, obviously, I've only seen it once, and it's still very new. I didn't like it as a Halloween film, like I said. I didn't like it as a Myers film. I think I could get on with it as a horror film. Well, no, actually, not even as a horror film, because it's more of an action film. I could get on with it as some sort of film. I didn't think it was a bad film, really, but it wasn't a very educated Halloween film. It was almost like people had, everybody who made it hadn't done their research into the original Halloween film. And of course they had, because you had such a detailed, in-depth flashback. So they knew their stuff, but they just didn't really execute it.
Right. Okay, which comment were you reading?
Right, so I've done killing off characters too soon is a recurring theme between both of the new Halloween films. I can see what he means with Kills. I'm not too sure about 2018. Killing off characters too soon.
Killing off characters, yep. Killing off characters too soon is a recurring theme between both of the new Halloween films. Recurring characters from Halloween 2018. Recurring characters from 2018. Is I think that's what you mean, conspiracy? Of the new Halloween films. What's a recurring character from 2018? You got Michael
and Laurie, is it?
Laurie.
I wondered if he meant Sartain. Because obviously Sartain gets killed, but he had a character, he had a story.
Yeah.
But we didn't really get to see that develop. And then he said, Halloween Ends is set up to be the worst of all. Sounds like they're going to shove their political views down my throat.
Yeah, well, I think they did enough of that in Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends is supposed to be, from what I hear, not sure if you've heard all this, more of a cerebral kind of movie where there are some rumors going around. There are only rumors. You probably already heard them. You probably already heard these rumors that Michael Myers won't be wearing a mask in Halloween Ends. It's going to be back at Smith's Grove, and that
Well, he's still on the run though, and he's still on the loose now.
Yeah.
At the end of Kills.
Well, didn't he go back to his house at the end?
Yeah, and killed Karen. And even though everybody was outside, Allison was outside, all the police were outside. So I don't know, maybe he came in.
And the next one takes place 4 years later. So what do they do? Just leave him there? I mean, maybe that's not such a bad idea. Just leave him. But let's see.
Cinematic Addict.
Oh, yep. Cinematic Addict says Kyle Richards' performance was just getting good. Hope she comes back at least. Yeah, I hope she does too.
I hope she does.
She was good. She was good. Considering she's been stuck in that. I say stuck in that. It's her choice to be in it. The Wives of something, Beverly Hills or something. It was good to see her back in a movie. You know, Halloween. Good to see the original. The original. Yeah, I totally agree. I hope she comes back and plays a major part in Halloween Ends. I really do. I don't think she will, but I hope she does.
Now that Karen's gone, there's more room for her to join Laurie and Allison.
Yeah,
maybe the three women. Because who else have you got? Hawkins, but it's 4 years later, so he's
again Hawkins. How misused was he? I'm not saying the guy wouldn't spend the next couple of months in hospital. He would, but JR, you must be using a different name, JR, because I'm not familiar with that. Yo, who are you?
Josh Roberts.
Josh Roberts. JR, you are? Yep. Yeah. Well, I don't get.
Oh, yeah.
JR, Josh Roberts. I'm going incognito. LOL. Okay, Josh. Welcome, my friend. Not seeing it, so nothing to add really. LOL. Don't bother. I am not bothered about spoilers though. Better or worse than 2018? Worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my only question.
Josh, a lot worse.
Worse. 2018 had a plot. Somewhat. This one had nothing. It's just one big mess. Cinematic Addict says it was loved seeing the Myers house set again. Yeah, they did a great job on that. Loved the Blair Witch tattoo. I haven't got one, so that must be.
Oh,
yeah, it's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. I got that at the same time as I got Myers.
That looks like a Halloween 6 Myers, which is nothing wrong with that because I've got that which is basically the front cover of Halloween 6. But
yeah, I got those two on the same day, like one right after the other.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Cinematic Addict. Conspiracy says Sartain specifically was killed far too early. There could have been so much drama in this film regarding that character after the twist. Yes, there was a twist, and then just never really added. Like nothing happened, nothing come of it, because obviously he flipped out.
He gets his head squished, sort of. Like,
yeah, like what? 5 minutes later.
Fuck you, Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's all that was.
Yeah. So yeah, he was killed off. I mean, I didn't like that.
No, I didn't like that. I don't know.
But
Stupid
obviously,
twist.
once you've done it, you got to run with it. But they didn't. They did it, and then it's almost like it's almost like they did it and then thought, oh fuck no, let's just get him off. And
I swear at one point, no, I don't swear, but we see him toe tagged. We see the name Sartain. I can't remember his first name.
Oh, it's a funny name. Ranim.
Yeah, something weird. for um, they're looking into windows and looking at dead bodies in the hospital.
Yeah.
And at one point, I really thought Sartain had grown his head back.
Yeah.
He didn't. I must have been looking at something. Maybe it's Oscar from 2018. But at one point, I thought Sartain has grown his head back. Well, that's impressive. Michael did it.
It's silly that you could just, like, Oscar's mum just looked in the window and just saw Oscar's dead body, because we know that you'd be covered up.
It was stupid. Again, see that again. I don't know if I've made much of a point of it so far. That again is like a Rob Zombie thing. Rob Zombie could get away with that because he's Rob Zombie. If Zombie did that, the body completely uncovered and they look into the window like you were saying, and they see the dead bodies of their relatives and their friends and family and all that. If it's a Rob Zombie movie, you'd be like, okay, Rob's at it again. Okay, Rob. But this weren't a Rob Zombie movie. Did a Conspiracy Trifecta says, did you guys like the comedic relief with Big John and Little John? No, I didn't. Not at all.
No. And I didn't like even the funny bit where Little John scared himself in the mirror. There was a few laughs in the cinema. Yeah,
but I didn't. I don't know if I put it.
I don't like it. If you're familiar with my channel over on Boy in the Lake, you will know that I'm not keen on comedy and horrors at all, unless it's a special. There's a couple of times where I like it, but most of the time, no. I don't like films laughing at themselves or trying to make us laugh halfway through a film where we're supposed to be scared.
It's funny. Most of the time when we watch like a Halloween film, like one of the classics, 1, 2, we end up laughing at bits that are not supposed to be funny.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. If it's not supposed to be funny, but it's funny, you all let him out. But no, we didn't like Big John and Little John comedy.
No, not at all. Conspiracy Trifecta says, like Myers and Resurrection. What are you referring to there, Conspiracy? Like Myers and Resurrection. Sartain's will be killed too early. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean there, Conspiracy. Like Myers and Resurrection, you have to embellish on that, my friend, if you don't mind. JR sounds like a masterpiece. Masterpiece of dog shit.
I still have to give it a go.
Yeah, please do. I mean, watch it. Go, watch it. Give it a go. See what you think. I mean, we're not here to tell you that you're not going to like the film, but I fucking hated it. I mean, you could say, in a way, we've been waiting 3 years for this film. That argument could be made, and it turned out to be an absolute shit show.
And I didn't hate it. I disliked it.
Yeah,
there's room. I think. Yeah. No, I didn't.
You preferred it to me.
Yeah,
you preferred the movie to me. I came out after 40 minutes of watching that. I wanted the movie to end. Conspiracy Trifecta says there are a lot of awesome shots in this movie. Yeah. Would you say a lot of good shots?
Good shots. I'd say maybe too many. Too many good shots.
It's too many. It's too much. I mean, how many times do we see Myers close up, like he's like he's in our face? I didn't like that. It's too close up. No.
Oh, okay. Conspiracy. You said Sartain grew his head back like Myers in Resurrection.
There you go. Yeah. The paramedic, taking his clothes. Michael Myers being butt fucking naked. Yeah. You want to take that one, Cal?
The BFS.
Cinematic Addict. Yeah. Yep. Cinematic Addict says
the BFS death on the staircase was the Oh, the boyfriend's death on the
Ah.
staircase was the best, and there was
Cameron.
no blood and most effective. I love gore in horror, but doesn't work for Halloween, in my opinion. Less is more sometimes. Yeah, I agree completely.
Definitely.
And I think Halloween, the original Halloween, was the king of that.
I think we see blood coming out of Cameron's mouth, don't we?
I thought it was drool.
Yeah, I was a draw.
I think so.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, it was a good death. It was a good death. And I like the little extra bit when he's coming down the stairs, Alison's trying to lure him away from Cameron. And as he comes past, he remembers. He remembers. Oh,
yeah, and that's not Michael Myers either, in my opinion. Michael Myers just doesn't act like that. This is supposed to be 1978 Michael Myers. He doesn't. That's not him. He doesn't act like that. It's like, oh, I forgot. Let's just make sure he's dead.
But less is more. Yeah, completely.
Oh, definitely less is more. Most of the time, yeah, especially when it comes to like Halloween, 1978. Conspiracy trifecta. Cameron. Yep, Cameron. Conspiracy trifecta said, oh yeah, okay, we got that one. Grew his head back. Yep. Cinema Addict says Alison's boyfriend forgot his name. She actually forgot his name. What was she?
I think he forgot his name, and conspiracy is telling him.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. You're right, man. Cinema Addict said thank you. Yep. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I lost the plot there for a minute. Yeah. I am looking forward to watching McRae's reaction video to this, to Halloween Kills. We saw a little bit, didn't we, earlier on? I thought you would just absolutely slash the movie to pieces. No pun intended. But it doesn't seem like he's doing that. But I think maybe this time next year, he will be.
Conspiracy said, I did enjoy the film, though. I think you're like me, maybe. We enjoyed it as a film.
Definitely not me.
Enjoyed it as a film, not as a Halloween film. It was a good. I see. I'm struggling because I don't see it even as a horror film because it weren't scary. Well, maybe it was meant to be scary.
So one part of that movie that scared me. Not one.
No, nothing.
Single scene in that movie scared me. There's so many jump scares. I did not jump once. I jumped more in the trailer for 2018. 2018, the closet scene. When I saw that in the trailer, I was like, oh, that was a jump scare. So many jump scares in this movie. None of them, for me, worked.
No.
I wasn't scared.
It was. I saw it more as an action vigilante film. It was more about the mob than it was about. Well,
and even that was a mess. It was all over the fucking place. I mean, 1 minute they're out in the street, then they're in the hospital, then all that. It's too much.
Yeah.
Conspiracy Trifecta says, if it were up to me, we would have got a completely different film. But I understand what they're doing. Yeah, I understand what they're doing. I just don't like it. And if it was up to me, we would have got a completely different film. Something more grounded. Something more along the lines of like, okay, not 78, but at least 2018. But this was not 2018. It was bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I mean, if it doesn't even look like the same guy directed it. We know, he did. What was it? David Gordon Green. David Gordon? Danny McBride, and David Gordon. Yeah. But if I had seen that movie without knowing that, I'd have said, oh, they brought in a new director. It just weren't. No.
In the mob business was such a focal point. But when you think that this film is meant to have... So this night is the same night as 2018, so it's still one occasion. So Michael Myers has been in one occasion, and then also 40 years ago he killed 4 people, and 15 years prior to that he killed his sister. So he killed his sister. That's not really going to upset the neighborhood too much. You know, the town of Haddonfield, you know, they're not going to be like after blood. 15 years later, he kills 3 teenagers. All right, horrible, not a nice thing to do. But is he going to get the whole town up in arms? Nah. And then 40 years later, it's all sort of kicking off again. But people like Tommy Doyle who've only just heard about it. He doesn't know about the events of 2018 because he's jollying it up in the bar.
It's the same night.
Yeah. So I don't think the whole town and all of the hospital and everybody would have been so angry and after Michael's blood at just that.
It would have made more sense if Halloween 2 was canon. You know,
we're acting. I mean, I said this about Halloween 2018. How Laurie's reaction is. It's almost like all the other films did happen of how prepared she is. You know, if all of those had happened, then yeah, of course you'd be prepared, ready. But just the first film, you wouldn't be that prepared. And now you've got the whole town is like after him just because of that one film.
40 years ago.
Yeah, you wouldn't. All right, and
it doesn't ring true. I'm not saying horror movies ring true. They don't have to, but this is just the whole town reacting like that is just...
They're telling us to forget all of these films, but they're kind of not forgetting it themselves.
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, exactly. It's saying like, oh, by the way, nothing else happened apart from 78 and 2018, but... Cinematic Addict says, given the flashback, me loving it so much, and most horror fans will appreciate the gore. I won't say most horror fans, I'll say a lot. It depends on what kind of horror you like. I know where you're coming from. The gore did not bother me. I wasn't a fan, but it didn't bother me. So I say it's an even trade because I knew what to expect. Still want more screen time for characters. Yeah, I do too. I agree on that.
You get those points in a film, don't you, where it slows down.
Yeah, this one
for the detail and then the story and the character development. But you didn't get that in this. It didn't slow down at all. There was a big chunk of time though where you didn't see Michael, but I think that was just when they were fucking chasing that other one, thinking that he was Michael. I think
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, focused on that for quite a long time. You didn't see Myers, but it still didn't slow down. It still didn't give you time to breathe or get a little bit of character development. It was just go right from the beginning.
And we knew, we knew it was going to be, an absolute blood gore fest. But I'd have been okay with that. Not a massive fan because that's not Michael Myers. That's Jason. That's Freddy. It's not Michael Myers. Unless you took like Rob Zombie, Michael Myers. But the rest of it, pardon me, the rest of it was just such a mess. The whole film was just a mess. I was expecting blood, guts, and gore, and that's what we got. But the way it was put together, it was so poorly edited. The pacing was all over the place. It was just awful. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Cinematic Addict says there was a petition to remove the killing of the firefighters.
Oh, yeah, I read about
that. What's SMH?
I can't SMH. I can't remember. Yeah, the petition was because they were like first responders, and should we see first responders being killed like that on screen? All of that, I think, is bullshit. It's a movie. It's just a movie. It's a movie. It's not real. It's a movie. So If that was to happen in real life, different story. But it's a movie. So that petition, yeah, I have heard about that petition. Josh Roberts, shaking my hand. Oh, okay. Shaking my head, SMH. Oh, so you agreed in Cinematic Addict. The petition was bullshit. Yeah, shaking my, yeah, same here. The petition to get rid of that scene, yeah, it's crap. Yeah, it's not real. It's a movie. You know, it's just a movie.
You get coppers being killed in films all the time.
Yeah,
they're first responders.
First responders, yeah, all the time. Yeah, yeah. Oh, we're going for about an hour. How much longer do you want to go for? Did you want to watch your film? Like, we were talking about Due Date. I don't know if you guys like Due Date. I don't know if you.
I've not seen it for. It must be about 3 years.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Did you want to watch that or?
I don't think I'll be up for a film. It's nearly 3 a.m. here in the UK for those of you overseas.
Okay. So anyway, guys, if you want to talk about, I mean, yeah, this Halloween Kills video, but if you want to talk about, you know, different Halloween movies or different horror movies or something else like an AMA, feel free to do so. I've still got quite a bit of doner kebab down there to eat. Josh Roberts says, I just remember the 2.5 Men scene in Due Date. Yes, LOL, yeah. So
they're watching it.
Sorry?
Are they watching it? Are they watching 2.5 Men?
No, it's Zach Galifianakis. Can't think of his name in the movie. He's obsessed with 2.5 Men.
Oh,
especially the second season. And they're watching at the end. He's in it. He finally gets a part in 2.5 Men.
Oh, yeah.
And I think of all people, Charlie Sheen is like, "Have you got any more weed or something?" Yeah. And right at the end of Due Date. Yeah. I think Alan is like, "Have you been smoking pot?" That's it, Charlie. You got any more pot?
Cinematic says, I'm headed out, but nice chatting. Hope to see you two back soon. Thank you, Cinematic.
You take care of yourself. Yeah, Cinematic Addict. Thank you for being here.
Have a good evening, whatever you're going out to do.
Well, I think we might call this video to a close. I think we've gone over what we can. I mean, with Halloween Kills. Maybe a follow-up video. Are you going to do a follow-up video on your channel?
I will.
Yeah, I'll probably do one as well. It won't be live, but but it's been great chatting with you guys live about this movie. I just wish I enjoyed it, and I didn't at all. Not at all. Josh Roberts says, I'm going to take off too. Got an early start. Take care, guys. You too, Josh. Take care.
Hey, Josh.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Okay, we're going to call it a day. Thanks, guys, for joining in, or the moderators. I think it was
moderators.
I think it was a moderator-only show, which is great. You know, it's great. Yeah. So, hope you enjoy Halloween Kills. If you haven't seen it, comment down below in the comments section what you think of the movie. Cheers, guys. Bye.